Welcome to Smash Writing. I am Paul, and first and foremost, it's glad to be back. I know you see us in our group videos, but I've been silent doing solo stuff. And if you watch us on TikTok, if you've seen the videos I've been posting on TikTok, and foremost, if you pay attention in the last couple of months, I did announce that me and my wife, we were expecting, and so forth. So we knew the due date, we knew everything like that, and we decided to, I scheduled everything in advance. And the good news is, my baby girl Samantha, she is now going to be 3 months in literally 1 week. Time flew. That is our first official new member. I'm sure in the videos moving forward, you're gonna hear her. You might see her. Don't care. That's my daughter. She might even be sitting here watching me do a solo video sooner rather than later. I don't know. Another good news is we will be having a intern of sorts. A good friend of mine. His name is Anthony. He will be joining us as well, just in case. Part-timer. So we're working with him to get his skills going. We actually have, obviously, today we're doing predictions. Saturday at 3 p.m. is WWE's Money in the Bank pay-per-view or premium live event, PLE, whatever. It's still always going to be a pay-per-view to me because there are still people who are going to have to buy it if they don't have Peacock and so forth. But you will be seeing Anthony here in the next couple of weeks, obviously. But for now, we haven't practiced. So he sent me his predictions, and I'm giving my predictions. And I will read why Anthony's picking what he did. Justin, he's AEW now, so he's kind of in and out with WWE where you don't follow it closely anymore. But that's okay. That's why now there's just going to be three of us following different things at once so we can put it together. Why am I wasting time? You came here to listen to predictions. You want to see what we're thinking, and this is what we're thinking. This is in no particular order, so keep that in mind. Let's get off the bat with the World Heavyweight Champ, WWE World Heavyweight Championship versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. And I'm reading Anthony's stuff here. Anthony put, I believe he will easily retain the World Heavyweight Championship due to the experience. Finn Balor has held the inaugural Undisputed Championship for 27 days, but I still see Seth Rollins outdoing Finn Balor. So Anthony is predicting a Seth win. I am also going to predict a Seth win. Seth right now is having such a large crowd reaction, and I think Finn, honestly, outside of the Demon, he's kind of getting lost in the shuffle of the Judgment Day. I really think that he is getting lost there, and he's such a great talent. But even though he's the leader, everybody else seems to be getting a bigger push than, quite honestly. And don't get me wrong, Finn being against the champion Seth Rollins is a big push, but I don't see Seth losing the title anytime soon. Definitely right now, while the crowd is super, super hard with him. And if you're smart and Seth can probably give some reputation to this new championship to stop it from being a consolation prize to Roman Reigns' triple titles, whatever you want with them. Finn, I don't know where Finn would go, and I think you would kill momentum if Seth was to actually lose for this championship, not for Seth. Seth can take a loss and move on. But that is what we're going with. We're going with Seth retaining his title. The next match on the card is, like I said, this is no particular order, is the Usos versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa in the Bloodline Civil War. And Anthony has the Usos winning it, and this is what he quote put: "They have a big chance of winning this match with Roman Reigns' 1,000 days coming to an end and the bloodline breaking up. You need Roman Reigns' time as champion is incredible. I think during this title run, he is doing some of the best work. It is kind of annoying that he is literally wrestling every other pay-per-view, and he's defending the title literally like once every 4 or 5 pay-per-views. And it's just, to me, it is too much. And it sucks. I get it. I'm a firm believer part-timers should not be holding the title at all. Sorry. But once again, you don't have this porn championship defended. Instead, you have a civil war, which now you're just making it bigger than the title itself. The Usos. Sami Zayn's fire in a bottle type of thing, I feel like is kind of fading. The crowd is still hot for him. But the way they've been booked where they're now, they're kind of just been away from Roman Reigns and away from all the big time stuff, and they're defending just the undisputed championships. The Usos, I don't want to fall in the same place. If the Usos wins, and yes, I am predicting an Usos wins because they can establish as a tag team specialist where Roman Reigns is not a tag team specialist, despite the fact that he was once in the Shield. He hasn't been involved with the Shield for a very long time. You wouldn't really hurt Roman Reigns with him getting pinned or Solo Sikoa getting pinned. But I do think if the Usos don't win, that would hurt the Usos in the long run. Definitely because this will give them an incredible shot at the titles again, and that could be a dynamic that I can't wait to see. But I'm actually going with the Usos as well. So me and Anthony both picked the Usos. Now, you have the men's Money in the Bank match. Here's the participants. You got Ricochet versus LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sense Escobar, Butch, and Damian Priest versus Logan Paul, Money in the Bank. Here is what Anthony picked and what Anthony said. Anthony is picking Damian Priest. I believe that he will win the match. He is more dominant and stronger. It seems that with Ricochet, LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Escobar, and Butch, he can overpower them. Not to even mention one of his faction team members interfering, Dom or Rhea. So, obviously, the Anthony is picking Damian Priest. Damian Priest is like literally slightly above Finn Balor when it comes to like a type of push. Money in the Bank, World Championship title, whether it's the Universal or the World Heavyweight. And yes, the cash-in point is that they have 1 year to cash it in. So they have up until, I don't know if they change it to like you have to cash in by WrestleMania or not. Not exactly sure. But here's the thing I'm going to go against Anthony. Our first match that we're going against is I'm going with LA Knight. Here's why. Character-wise, LA Knight is one of the better characters. He has the crowd behind him. Yeah. And the worst thing that they did was try to make him a manager because the story came out that they were afraid of his age. But even LA Knight said, you have to understand the way his wrestling career played out. He's a good, solid 40. He's not a run-down 40. I think this is the perfect opportunity to see what you got in him. And like I said, he's very, very hot with the crowd. You do have other good competition, but Escobar, realistically, this whole Latino world order, is really Rey Mysterio thing. This is Escobar is not really catching on, or isn't catching with the WWE universe. So that's why I don't get him. Ricochet, I think, is falling in the cracks again. I think he had a good run, a good couple runs, but once again, nowhere near crowds of getting into a championship thing. Butch, he's literally a throw-in. Like, I'm sorry, the Brawling Brutes, basically it's Sheamus. They're not really showing me anything. I know Butch had such a great career in NXT UK, but putting him in as this wild child that's always getting beat up ain't doing it for me. So I realistically don't see it. Nakamura is one that... Oh, and Logan Paul's in this one too. You would be an idiot to make Logan Paul win. And I know Vince McMahon is pulling the shots, and there's stories about how WWE is putting it in a place to where Vince McMahon can't make, can't change creative and stuff like that. Good. Because this feel like if Logan Paul was to win, this is definitely Vince McMahon's touch on it. Logan Paul's a part-timer who's going to show up every couple of months and be off for like every couple of months. He's only going to main event. He only wants to be a part of the bigger pay-per-views, and I'm shocked that he is doing this for Money in the Bank. But, and all realistically saying, he could be, this could be a brand recognition for him with Prime and all the other tons of things he's involved in. However, I think Logan Paul is going to be the wow factor of this match. He's going to do some crazy ass shit, and that's cool. But the one person that is truly over right now, and you got to see what you have. You got to see if you book him to win this. How is he going to carry? The good thing with the Money in the Bank, if 6 months later the crowd doesn't get behind him anymore, you can make him put up the Money in the Bank briefcase and lose it. Plain and simple. I'm going with LA Knight for that example. I'm watching him. He has great promos. He's well in the shape. He may not be a world heavyweight champion where he would maybe carry it for like a year or something like that. But I think a good 5-6 month run, yeah, it would work out. So I'm going with LA Knight. So now we have the women's Money in the Bank match. In this match, you have Becky Lynch versus Zoe Stark, Selena Vega, Bayley, Sky, and Trish Stratus. Anthony has Becky Lynch's winning, and I want to read off his answer. I have her winning the ladder match. She just seems to be more determined and to get past Trish Stratus and Bayley, especially with what happened on Monday Night Raw. Okay, so realistically, that's a solid, good answer. Becky Lynch seems like the most obvious choice of all these people. This is her second year. I believe it's the second year in a row that she's in this thing. Problem is, she said it best on Raw. She doesn't need the title. The title needs her. Absolutely 100% right. Becky Lynch is bigger than the world titles now. That's why I don't have her winning it. There's been rumors that it's going to be Trish. There's going to be so many twists and turns in this saga of Becky versus Trish. The idea of it is to see Becky win would be the ultimate insult of sorts to Trish, but I think the next one that's probably going to get a really title shot is Sky. She has been frustrated with Bayley, and so you're going to see Damage Control kind of break apart there. But I do have Sky winning it. Becky and Trish and Zoe are going to be focused on the Becky-Trish storyline. Zoe's really just in there as a throw-in, which seems so random because she may be the next big female superstar, but they need her to start somewhere. Plain and simple. Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. You're an idiot, whether you're the booker or a fan that think Dominic should win this match. Dong to me has not showed me anything impressive over the last couple of years. Yeah, he had that hot debut with his dad, but since then his matches seem to be average. Yes, he is extremely over and hated, but it's really because of Rhea Ripley carrying him and making that stupid Poppy and Mommy storyline. Realistically, Cody right now is staying consistently hot. You probably do want to start building him for the championship because you messed up his story of beating Roman Reigns because somebody wants Roman Reigns to keep this title longer and longer, and he's part-time. Just doesn't work for me. So I do have Cody. You do have Gunther versus Riddle. Now, Anthony didn't do this. Shame on you, Anthony. I know you're watching. Gunther, it's for the Intercontinental title. I think Gunther is making so much, bringing so much credibility back to the Intercontinental Championship. You'd be a fool for him to lose it. He is very dominating. Riddle, I don't know where I want to put Riddle at, to be honest with you, in like the mid cards, the upper mid cards. I do think he's probably at best going to be a upper mid card. I don't see him getting a pop enough to put him in the upper cards for any type of major championship. So you're going to keep him in the mid card title range, but he's not to win this match. Gunther right now is a dominating champion, and he deserves to keep the championship. Last match, as of the recording of this video, you have Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I like Ronda and Shayna having these women's tag team. You literally have two MMA fighters holding these championships, and you're going to expect me to believe that they're going to lose it to Liv Morgan and, yes, the strong powerhouse of Raquel Rodriguez. Liv Morgan could be the nicest real person in the whole wide world. But pretty much since she lost, her SmackDown Championship was like a give me thing. Like, here, you're a company person, here you go, to shut you up type of deal. That's what her title run felt like. Then she comes all these hardcore, want to be hardcore legends. Stop. She is a mid-carder. I don't know how I feel about Rodriguez yet, but realistically, keep the titles on Ronda and Shayna. That's who I'm going with, Ronda and Shayna. It's glad to be back in action. More videos to come, more ideas to come, more fun to come. But until next time, enjoy the pay-per-view. Bye-bye.